Hello crafty friends, it's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited today to share a new project with you. I've got to decorate all of these bags for a gymnastics team. Now I've been doing this order for them each season for the last few years. And typically I do weeding. So let me show you what they have to have on them. So they've got the MVG with teeny little letters, Mission Valley Gymnastics. They've got a little gymnast over on the side and then a name. So I've always used regular HTV. So multiple colors here, teeny little letters to weed. It takes me a little while to get this project done. I've got to do like 25 bags. So this time I decided I'm gonna try Super Color. So I ordered the logo to go on the top. So this is the promotional from Super Color. The promotional goes on tote bags and nylon bags, things like that. I've got the little gymnast. I did this DTF. So the little gymnast here. And then I also got the names. Let me show you this. So I did a gang sheet, a DTF gang sheet. Let's try and get this out of here. Oh, my press was warmed up and now it wants to shut off because I'm not using it. I'll use you in just a second. All right. And then I got this gang sheet with all their names. Double just in case I mess up, which might happen because I haven't done this. I have not done it like this before, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. So the plan today is to customize all these backpacks using Super Color DTF and their promotional transfers and see how that works out. So let's get started so I can get these finished. All right, because I'm using some tricky placement, I can't use my regular heat press to do these backpacks. So I will be using pressing pillow as well as a piece of wood because DTF and Super Color transfers really need good pressure in order to adhere to the material. So I'm using a piece of wood so that I can have a little bit more of a stable base. And then I'm using this firmer pressing pillow to put on top of the wood just to protect the wood from getting too overheated and make sure that I've got a nice even surface because they also have to have an even surface to adhere properly. So I'm turning it this way because I've got this little Velcro here. That's going to prevent the transfer from getting even pressure or even heat. So let's first heat the surface. I've got it on 300 degrees, 15 seconds. Typically I do 280 when I'm using my regular press, but I went up a little bit for this because I feel like it's going to be a little bit challenging to get it to get the pressure right. So I went up a little bit in the heat. So I'm placing it right here. I don't want that lip, so I'm going to turn the press to the side and press it so that it's on the opposite side of where that little lip for the Velcro is. And then it's going to have even pressure. But what I've also found is that for some reason with this one, peeling it hot seems to not work the best. I was having it peeling up a little bit. So, because I tested out a couple of them already. So what I do is I do that part and let that cool. Peel that off and do one more press to make sure that it is good and stuck on the bag properly. All right, so I've got my wood there, my pressing pillow, nice flat surface. I'm going to heat up the area. And I'm trying to not get the press on that vinyl that's already on there. And let's cut out one of these names. I'm going to place that right there. And we'll go ahead and put the press on. But I am gonna have to move it because the name is a little bit bigger than my press. I don't even know what size press this is. The 6 by 4 by 6, I don't remember. But it's not big enough to cover the whole word, all of it. All right, and then, oh, it's already coming off of there. Peel this all off. And then we'll take a little Teflon sheet, just apply a little more pressure again, a little more heat, not pressure. All right, that one's good. And now we'll get this side, oops, where the little gymnast goes over here. This wood makes a big difference because even with the pressing pillow, sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it to stay into place because it's just not firm enough. All right, I'm trying to line up my little girl with this bottom circle here. And let's get her on there. And then we press. I didn't even turn the timer on. And then we'll go back to the very first one and peel that off, or the logo that we did up top. Hopefully it's gonna peel off properly. All right. She comes right off. We do one more press just to make sure it's nice and in place and adhered to the backpack. Take it off, that's good. All right, and then we're gonna go back on up here to the top. Oops. I peel it off slowly just to make sure that it is on there. The little letters are coming off just fine. Actually, that one's not off. I'm gonna have to press this a little bit more. Sometimes these little, it's tricky when you can't get the exact pressure like you can with, you know, with your heat press. So that makes these odd shaped items a little bit more challenging to work with than usual, but they do work. So that is nice. And we get that S to stay on there and let it cool a little bit. Okay, this is good. Sometimes I just come at it from a different way if it looks like it's not coming off perfectly. Go at it from a different angle, and usually that works. Let's see this S. Aha, it wants to work with me. And then I'm gonna go over it one more time. I got my wood piece here, got my pressing pillow. All right, we are good to go. So just with a few extra pieces of equipment, my wood and my pressing pillow, I'm able to get all these odd shaped places on this backpack without weeding all of these words. You call these are a lot of little letters, a lot of little words here to weed, lots of words here to weed. So this saved me a whole bunch of time. One thing you do want to make sure is that, like, this wood piece, while it is nice, it doesn't get all the way over to the edge. So make sure you move it over so that you get even pressure on the left side, and then move it back over so that you get even pressure on the right side as well. That's why this particular part of the backpack, I think, is the trickiest, to make sure that you get all the areas equally. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish all the rest of these. I found that when I made sure that the wood was in the right spot when I was doing that top logo, and I got the right pressure, then I could just peel them off hot. So that was actually nice, because at first I was doing the cold peel and it was, just taking a lot of time to do cold peel. But when I did the right pressure, then it was actually peeling hot and it peeled nicely. I didn't have any problems doing the DTF transfers that were the names and the gymnast on the side. I think because they were thinner and they fit on the wood perfectly, the pressure was able to be good for those, and they peeled off hot without any problem. While it did work out well, unfortunately every single press didn't go quite right, and I did run into a little problem with this backpack. Dang it, I pulled this one off and a little bit of the S came off. It's still on the paper, so I am just going to press it again. That's the plan. Press it again and hope it comes off, and then I don't have to redo it. Let's see. Whew. It did. Let's do the Teflon sheet. All right. It looks perfect. All right. Now I can get back to finishing. All right, I just finished making all of these backpacks, customizing each one in 3 different places: the side, the front, and the top with the logo on these odd shaped places. Some of them are not super easy. I think really what makes the biggest difference is making sure that your heat is high enough and that your pressure is even on all the spots. That's why I used the pressing pillow as well as the piece of wood. This is a pretty popular backpack. I know my boys had this backpack when they played basketball. My daughter had it when she was in gymnastics. So if you end up doing this piece of wood was about 5 inches wide. If it could have been about a ½ an inch wider, I think it would have been even better up here so that it could cover the entire space in one pass. Because I had to move it over and then move it over to the other side just to make sure that it covered all of the area. This is like a 5 by 8, 8.5 by 5 sheet or pressing pillow. So I used both of them stacked together. Obviously you don't have to have this exact size, but I just feel like you need to have at least it's big enough to cover your entire transfer. So that's my recommendation. Thank you so much for watching. If you've never tried Supacolor, definitely check it out, because you can order a sample pack through them. They will send you different transfers that they carry, and then you can see how they work. They give you like a, like a little chest logo size, like a 3 by 3 or something. And you can check it out and see how they work. And I highly recommend them. I think they're great, especially for big projects like this, when you really don't want to do a lot of weeding, because who wants to weed all of these names? So it just makes it cut down your time of your work a lot. So I highly recommend them. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with some more crafty things. If you liked today, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up, like, subscribe, turn on the notification so that you don't miss anything crafty. And I'll be back next week. And until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.